Tyson Fury was off for 2.5 years, then came back and fought a couple of journeymen. Why should he be allowed to leapfrog all these other fighters in the rankings? Fighters who have been way more active than him. Fighters who have been facing way tougher opposition than him. Fighters who have been paying way more sanctioning fees than him. Tyson Fury has only fought in one WBC sanctioned bout in his entire career, and that was 6 years ago. So why should Tyson Fury get special treatment from the WBC? Why does he get to leapfrog all these fighters who have been putting in all this work to earn their spot? What, because he's lineal champion? How long does this lineal business get you a free pass for to leapfrog everyone else in the rankings? How long are you allowed to go without fighting a top 10 opponent and still get a top 5 ranking? What, 3 years? 5 years? 10 years? Where do you draw the line? And it's not like Tyson Fury was some dominant, long-reigning champion either. Tyson Fury has only had one world title fight in his entire career. That's it. Just one world title fight. And you're acting like he's some kind of boxing god or something. Ridiculous. Tyson Fury still has it all to prove as a heavyweight champion. Oh, yes, he does. He still has it all to prove. At this point, Tyson Fury is no more proven as a heavyweight champion than Leon Spinks was after he beat Muhammad Ali, or Michael Spinks was after he beat Larry Holmes, or Buster Douglas was after he beat Mike Tyson, or Hasim Rahman was after he beat Lennox Lewis. They all beat long-reigning, all-time great heavyweight champions. But they all turned out to be nothing but one-hit wonders as heavyweight champions. Now, Tyson Fury might go on to be far better than a one-hit wonder. But let's wait and see if he can prove it first in the only place that counts, in the boxing ring. Let's not give him a crown that he hasn't earned yet, because that's what the Fury fanboys are doing. People act as though being lineal champion is more meaningful than being the world champion for a major sanctioning body. People act as though being lineal champion makes you more legitimate than all the other champions. But it doesn't. If all you have is this fictional lineal championship, then you're actually less legitimate than all the other champions. Yeah, you're less legitimate. Because at least when you hold the title of a major sanctioning body, you're required to fight top 10 or top 15 ranked opposition on a regular basis in order to maintain your status as champion. If you fail to fulfill your obligations, you'll be stripped of your title and you'll no longer be champion. But with this fictional lineal championship, there are no obligations. There are no mandatory challenges. You don't have to fight top 10 opposition. You don't have to stay active and constantly prove yourself worthy of holding the title. As soon as you become lineal champion, you can spend the entire rest of your career fighting journeymen. And as long as you remain undefeated, you'll still be lineal champion. You could take 5 years off away from the ring, then come back and fight a road sweeper, and you'd still be the lineal champion. How the hell is that more legitimate than being a champion of a major sanctioning body? It isn't. It's meaningless. It's a fictional title with no obligations attached to it other than not getting beaten. That's it. You know, I saw one or two people try to claim that the Ring Magazine title is the Lineal Championship. It's not. They're two completely different things. Tyson Fury is the lineal heavyweight champion, but the Ring Magazine title at heavyweight is vacant. Adonis Stevenson is the lineal light heavyweight champion, but the Ring Magazine title at light heavyweight is vacant. Both Fury and Stevenson were stripped of their Ring Magazine belts for failing to fulfill their obligations. You see, even the Ring Magazine Championship is actually more legitimate than this Lineal Championship. And don't get it twisted, the major sanctioning bodies have got a hell of a lot to answer for when it comes to their integrity or lack thereof. But at least they have some rules. At least they have some regulations. At least their title holders are required to fulfill some obligations in order to maintain their status as champions. But with this Lineal Championship, there are no obligations. There are no standards as far as quality of opposition. So it's actually even worse and even less legitimate than being a champion for one of the major sanctioning bodies. A decent example would be George Foreman during his second reign as heavyweight champion. He won the IBF and WBA heavyweight titles for Michael Moorer in 1994, but he got stripped of both those belts because he didn't want to fight anybody with a pulse. He was lineal champion for 3 years, fighting people like Axel Schultz, Crawford Grimsley, and Lou Savarese, absolute cream puffs. Now, he eventually lost to Shannon Briggs, but the only reason he even took the Shannon Briggs fight is because he thought Briggs was a cream puff too. He underestimated Briggs because a year prior, Briggs had been knocked out in 3 rounds by Darrell Wilson. So Foreman was only interested in fighting absolute no-hopers in joke fights when he was lineal champion. And while he was doing that, the likes of Tyson, Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, and Lennox Lewis were knocking 7 bells out of each other in real heavyweight title fights against proper opposition. None of them were lineal champions from 94 to 97. George Foreman was. But everybody back then knew that Foreman's second title reign was a farce. It was a circus. Everybody knew that. And look, Foreman did incredibly well to regain the title at the age of 46. So don't start acting like I'm hating on Foreman here. I'm not. Foreman did very well. But I'm just using him as an example of how being lineal champion does not make you more legitimate or more credible than a non-lineal champion. Michael Spinks was the lineal champion when he fought Mike Tyson back in 1988. But Spinks wasn't more legitimate than Tyson. Tyson had a way better heavyweight resume than Spinks did. And when they got in the ring and fought, Tyson smashed him to pieces in 90 seconds. There's your lineal championship for you. That's how meaningful that is. And by the way, Tyson Fury is running around saying that his lineal title goes back all the way through Klitschko, Lewis, Tyson, all the way to Muhammad Ali, etc. But it doesn't. He's lying. The lineage that went back to Rocky Marciano was broken when Lennox Lewis retired. Because he retired at the top. Nobody took the lineal title from Lennox Lewis. So after he retired, a new lineal title started with Vitaly Klitschko. So the lineal championship that Tyson Fury currently holds only goes back to 2004. It don't go back 60 years to Rocky Marciano. No, it goes back to 2004. Know your history. Get your facts right when you're talking to me. So yeah, these Fury fanboys, they need to fall all the way back. That's what they need to do. They need to fall right back. Calling me biased when it's them who's biased. They're projecting their own biases onto me. Fanboys can never even comprehend objectivity, much less appreciate it. And that's what I'm here to do. to be objective. No fighter is below praise and no fighter is above criticism. That's my motto. If you can't handle your favorite fighter being criticized from time to time, then you're on the wrong channel. This is not the channel for you. You need to go to one of those fanboy channels, because no fighter is off limits for criticism on my channel. Understand this. Anyway, hopefully I've got my point across. Catch you guys on the next video. It's happening. I'm out.